Shalom, my friends. I am Rabbi Yosef, and in the next few minutes, I am going to give you a spiritual technology that has been hidden in plain sight for millennia. I am going to reveal the ancient Hebrew word that, when understood and used correctly, does not ask for miracles, but forces them into existence. This is not about hope. This is not about prayer as you know it. This is about becoming a conscious co-creator with the divine, using the very frequency of creation itself to architect your reality. Before we begin, I want you to go to the comments right now and write, "I am the architect of my reality." Declare it. Own it. Because by the end of this video, you will understand the profound truth behind that statement. And if you are serious about transforming your life, not just today, but forever, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We are on a mission to reach 1 million souls with this ancient wisdom. Your subscription is a vote for light in a world of darkness. And for those who are truly serious, for those who feel a calling to go deeper into these mysteries and apply them to build a life of unimaginable abundance, I am, for a very limited time, opening the doors to the Torah Millionaire Business School for just $299. This is where I unveil the complete system, the blueprint for spiritual and financial wealth. The link is in the description. The doors are closing soon. Do not miss this opportunity. Now, let us talk about the world you see around you. The debt that feels like a physical weight on your shoulders. The relationship that brings you more pain than joy. The sickness in the body that doctors have given up on. The feeling of being stuck, of screaming into a void where your prayers seem to vanish without a trace. We have all been there. We have all felt the sting of unanswered prayers, the silence of a heaven that seems indifferent to our suffering. This is not a personal failure. It is a systemic one. You are living inside what I call the illusion of separation. It is the most dangerous, most pervasive lie ever told to humanity. It is the belief that you are here and God is somewhere out there. It is the idea that you are a powerless subject pleading with a distant king. This illusion is the root of all suffering. It is the enemy. It is a prison for the soul, a cage built from the bricks of religious dogma and spiritual misunderstanding that has kept humanity in a state of perpetual begging, hoping, and waiting when we were designed for creating, commanding, and manifesting. I know this prison well. I lived in it for years. There was a time in my life when my business was collapsing. Every deal fell through. Every investment soured. I was drowning in debt, the phone ringing with angry creditors day and night. My health was failing from the stress. I would go to the synagogue. I would pray with all my heart. I would cry out to God, "Please, just one miracle, just one sign." And all I heard was silence. The heavens were brass. I remember one night sitting in my office staring at a mountain of unpaid bills, a foreclosure notice on my desk. I felt a profound and terrifying emptiness. The God I had been taught about, the benevolent father figure, felt like a myth. My faith was a threadbare garment in a storm of reality. I was not just broke. I was spiritually bankrupt. The illusion of separation had consumed me. I saw myself as a victim, a powerless creature at the mercy of a cruel world and a silent God. That night, in the depths of my despair, I did not go to sleep. I went to my library. I was not looking for comfort. I was looking for an answer. I was done with begging. I needed a technology. I pulled down the ancient texts, the Talmud, the Zohar, the writings of the great Kabbalists. I wasn't reading, I was hunting. And then I found it. It was a commentary on the book of Genesis, on the very first act of creation. And it was there, in a passage by the great sage Nachmanides, that the key turned. The text explained that when God spoke the world into existence, it was not a metaphor. The Hebrew letters themselves are the raw material of reality. And then it hit me. A single word from the book of Psalms, a word I had recited 1,000 times without understanding. The word was Amen. But the secret was not in its common translation, so be it. The secret was in its root. The Hebrew letters of Amen, Aleph, Mem, Nun, are the same root as the word emunah, which means faith, but not the weak faith of hoping. It is the faith of an artist, the certainty of a craftsman. And even deeper, it is connected to the word oman, which means master craftsman or architect. In that moment, the entire universe shifted. Amen was not a passive plea. It was an active seal. It was the stamp of the master architect, declaring a blueprint complete and commanding the universe to build it. God did not need my prayers of supplication. God was waiting for my prayers of declaration. He was waiting for me to step into my role as a co-creator, as an oman, an architect of my reality. Now let me give you the practical application. This is the spiritual technology I am giving you today. I call it the Amen Protocol. It is a 3-step process to shift you from a state of begging to a state of commanding, from a victim of circumstance to an architect of miracles. It is simple, it is profound, and it works. But before I break down the 3 components, I need you to understand the mechanism behind this protocol. This is not magic. This is physics. This is the science of consciousness. In the Kabbalistic tradition, we understand that reality exists on multiple levels. There is the world of Asiya, the physical world, the world of form and matter. But before Asiya, there is Yetzirah, the world of formation, the world of thought and emotion. And before Yetzirah, there is Bariah, the world of creation, the world of pure consciousness and divine will. And at the very top, there is Atzilut, the world of emanation, the realm of God Himself. Every physical manifestation in Asiya begins as a thought in Bariah. This is the secret of creation. God thought the world before He spoke it, and when He spoke it, the thought became form. You are made in the image of God. You have the same creative mechanism. Your thoughts are not random. They are creative forces. Your words are not just sounds. They are commands to the universe. And when you combine a clear thought with a declared word and seal it with absolute certainty, you are engaging the same process that God used to create the heavens and the earth. This is not blasphemy. This is your birthright. Component number 1 of the Amen Protocol is the blueprint. You must stop praying for vague solutions. You cannot ask an architect to build a nice house. You must give him a blueprint. Before you even think of using the word Amen, you must get crystal clear on the reality you wish to create. Not, I want more money, but I am closing a deal worth $50,000 by the end of this month. Not, I want to be healthy, but my body is regenerating, and my checkup on June 1st will show a complete and total reversal of my condition. Be specific, be detailed, write it down. This written declaration is your blueprint. The act of writing is not symbolic. It is a sacred act. When you write something down, you are pulling it from the world of thought, Yetzirah, into the world of formation. You are giving it structure. You are giving it weight. You are making it real. I want you to take a piece of paper right now, or open a note on your phone, and write down one specific outcome you desire. Do not write, I want to be successful. Write, I am signing a contract for $100,000 on March 15th. Do not write, I want my family to be happy. Write, my relationship with my spouse is filled with love, respect, and deep connection, and we are celebrating our anniversary with joy and gratitude. The more specific you are, the more powerful the blueprint. The universe does not respond to vague wishes. It responds to clear commands. Component number 2 is the declaration. You must stop praying from a place of lack. Do not pray to God. Pray from the consciousness of God. Take your blueprint, your written declaration, and read it aloud. Not as a request, but as a statement of fact that has already occurred in the spiritual realm. You are not asking, you are announcing. You are a town crier, declaring a royal decree that has already been signed by the king. Your voice is the instrument that carries the blueprint from the world of thought into the world of form. In the Talmud, there is a teaching that says, words that come from the heart enter the heart. But the deeper teaching is that words spoken with certainty create reality. When you declare your blueprint aloud, you are not hoping it will happen. You are declaring that it has already happened in the higher realms, and you are simply calling it down into the physical world. This is the secret of the prophets. They did not predict the future. They declared it. They spoke with such certainty, such alignment with the divine will, that their words became reality. You have the same power. You have the same voice. You have the same divine spark. Use it. Component number 3 is the seal. This is the final and most crucial step. After you have made your declaration, you do not say, please. You do not say, I hope. You take a deep breath. You feel the certainty of the outcome in every cell of your being, and you seal the declaration with the word, Amen. But you do not say it as a plea. You say it as a king signs a law. You say it as a judge strikes a gavel. You say it as the master architect, the omen, looking at the finished blueprint and declaring with absolute, unshakable certainty, Amen. It is done. The command has been issued. The universe has its orders. The word Amen is not a closing remark. It is a seal of completion. It is the final stroke of the pen on a contract. It is the moment when the thought becomes law. In the ancient world, when a king issued a decree, it was sealed with his signet ring. The seal was the proof of authority. The seal was the guarantee of execution. When you say Amen with full consciousness, you are sealing your declaration with the authority of the divine within you. You are telling the universe, this is not a request, this is a command, and I have the authority to issue it. This is not theory, this is technology with a track record. Let me tell you about Michael. Michael was a student of mine, a real estate agent on the verge of bankruptcy in 2023. He was drowning in fear. The market had crashed. His listings were stale. His phone had stopped ringing. He came to me broken, desperate, ready to give up. We worked together, and I taught him the Amen protocol. His blueprint was not, please save my business. His blueprint was, I will close 3 specific properties for a total commission of $120,000 in the next 90 days. He wrote it down. Every morning at 6 a.m., before he checked his phone, before he looked at the news, he would sit in his office, read his blueprint aloud, and seal it with a powerful, certain Amen. He did this for 62 days. On day 63, he called me. His voice was shaking, but not with fear, with awe. He had not closed 3 properties. He had closed 4. His commission was over $150,000. He didn't just survive, he thrived. But here is the most important part. Michael told me that the shift was not in the market. The shift was in him. He stopped operating from fear. He stopped begging for clients. He started operating from certainty. He started commanding his reality, and the universe responded. Story number 2. Sarah. Sarah was a woman who came to me with a chronic autoimmune disease. For 5 years, doctors told her it was incurable. She was on a cocktail of medications that made her feel like a ghost. She had no energy, no hope, no future. Her blueprint was, I am filled with divine healing energy. Every cell in my body is functioning in perfect harmony. My blood test on September 10th will show all inflammatory markers are in the normal range. She declared it every single day. She sealed it with Amen. She did not just say the words, she felt them. She visualized her cells regenerating. She saw the lab results in her mind before they existed on paper. On September 12th, she sent me a copy of her lab results. Her doctor called it a spontaneous remission. Sarah called it the result of a specific spiritual technology. Her inflammation markers were not just improved, they were normal. Her doctor had no explanation, but Sarah did. She had used the Amen protocol. She had become the architect of her own healing. Story number 3. David. David was drowning in debt. Over $200,000 in credit card debt, business loans, and personal obligations. He was on the verge of declaring bankruptcy. His marriage was falling apart. His children barely spoke to him. He felt like a failure. His blueprint was, I am completely debt-free. I have paid off every single obligation. I am financially free, and my family is restored. He declared it. He sealed it. And then he took action. He didn't just pray and wait. He combined the spiritual technology with practical steps. He sold assets. He negotiated with creditors. He took on extra work. But the difference was his consciousness. He was not operating from desperation. He was operating from certainty. Within 2 years, he was completely debt-free. His marriage was healed. His children respected him again. He told me, Rabbi, the protocol didn't just change my bank account, it changed my identity. I stopped being a victim and became a creator. Now I know what you are thinking. Rabbi, this sounds too simple. It sounds like a magic trick. I understand the skepticism. We have been conditioned to believe that miracles must be difficult, that they are reserved for saints or for moments of epic desperation. But the greatest truths are always the simplest. The complexity is not in the tool, it is in the consciousness of the one using it. The power of Amen is not the power of a magic word, but the power of a focused, certain, and commanding consciousness that the word unlocks. It is a key, but a key is useless if you do not believe it will open the lock. The second objection is, Rabbi, this feels arrogant. Who am I to command the universe? And to this I say, who are you not to? The book of Genesis says you are made in the image of God. This is not a poetic compliment. It is a technical specification. You are a fractal of the divine creator. You have been given the tools of creation, thought, speech, and consciousness. To let those tools rust while you beg for help is not humility. It is an abdication of your divine responsibility. You honor God not by being a servant, but by becoming a master craftsman, an omen who uses the tools you were given to build a beautiful, abundant, and miraculous life. There is a story in the book of Exodus that illustrates this perfectly. Exodus chapter 14. The Israelites have just left Egypt. They are standing at the edge of the Red Sea. Behind them, the Egyptian army is charging, chariots thundering, swords drawn, death approaching. In front of them, the sea, an impossible barrier. The people are terrified. They are crying out to Moses, "Why did you bring us here to die?" And Moses, in his compassion, begins to pray. He cries out to God for help, and God's response, this is what changes everything. God says to Moses, "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move forward." This is one of the most radical statements in the entire Torah. God is not saying, "Pray harder." God is not saying, "Beg more sincerely." God is saying, "Stop praying and start moving. I have already given you the power. Use it." Moses lifts his staff. The people step into the water, and the sea splits. The miracle did not happen because they prayed. The miracle happened because they acted with certainty. They moved forward before the path was clear. This is the essence of the Amen protocol. You do not wait for the miracle. You command it. You seal it. And then you move forward as if it has already happened. So, the choice is yours. You can continue to live in the illusion of separation, a powerless subject in a cold and silent universe, hoping for a miracle. Or you can choose to awaken to the truth of your identity. You are not a beggar. You are an architect. You are not a victim. You are a co-creator. You have been given the blueprint of your desires, the technology of declaration, and the seal of command. The ancient word is yours. The power is yours. The responsibility is yours. Use it. Create with it. Build with it. Step out of the prison of hope and into the palace of certainty. Take the life you have been given and sculpt it into a masterpiece. I want you to take this teaching and apply it today. Do not wait. Choose one area of your life, create your blueprint, make your declaration, and seal it with the most powerful word in the universe. Seal it with the certainty of a master architect. Seal it with Amen. I give you my blessing that your eyes should be opened, that your consciousness should be expanded, and that you should see the miracles that you, yourself, have commanded into existence. Shalom.